Kentucky Derby hats. Forme Millinery. That's a milliner, like a person that makes hats. And the first milliner I ever met is Jenny Fannin Steele, who's here, master milliner and owner of Forme Millinery and designer for the Woodford Reserve Derby collection. How exciting is that?
Oh my gosh, it's an incredible collaboration that it was a couple years in the making, and I'm just so thrilled that it's launched this Derby.
And what a perfect time for it to launch, because the last 2 years have just been very different.
Yes.
Let's say that. Let's say very different and strange. I just have to do something real quick for a second, because John and I were talking when he was on today at noon, and I was saying Jenny can make something that will exactly match. You know, if you get in there in time, she can make what shape you want. Now, she didn't know what I was wearing, but look at this. Like, I'm Derby ready.
That's right.
And it's pretty outside.
Yes.
Let's go have Derby now.
Right.
This is gorgeous. Jenny said, put it on. I don't have hatitude. Like, when you put on a hat, do you even notice that you have it on?
I don't, especially with my hats, because they're lightweight.
Well, they are very lightweight.
Yeah.
They're Jenny's hats are lightweight. They are comfortable. They don't hurt or anything. But my grandmother was like that. My grandmother did not go to church without gloves and a hat.
That's
and
wonderful.
When my grandma passed away and we, went into her home, we knew she had a lot of hats. But when we, were responsible, we were like, what? Where did all these hats? It was just the craziest thing. And these are hats. These are hats. These are like hats that you can gift to someone.
Yes, yes.
And then gift to another generation.
Absolutely. They're made to last generations and be an heirloom to pass down to grandchildren or children. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a hat. I remember the first time that I saw your process, and you had all these little wood things, and I was like, well, what do you do with this? Like, you actually form.
Right.
And look, talk about where your new shop is now.
Yes, so I'm in the Nulu Butchertown area at 1009 East Main Street. There's the big plumbing supply place across the street, and I make hats for all seasons and occasions, as well as custom.
And see the little wood things in the back, and they're steaming it, and they're doing all that, and she can make the color that you want. So now you're making the shape.
Yes, so I'm forming the Panama straw that was hand woven in Ecuador specifically for the Woodford collection. I'm making the fedora here. So I wet and steam the Panama straw, and now I'm molding it over the wood. And then this is the brimmed hat that I made for the ladies.
Okay, so when you talk about one hat, labor intensive wine. Look at all the pictures and all the drawings that she does. Like, literally, you can walk in if you give her enough time and tell her what you need.
Yes. How
How long does it take? I guess it depends on how fancy the hat is.
Yeah, I mean, it's about a 3 to 4 day process. When you mold the material over the wood, it then has to dry. And then once it's dry, then you have to hand stitch it all together. But obviously during Derby season, there's,
you have a lot made.
Yeah.
So people can just walk in.
Exactly.
Okay. So what are we talking about here? This is a whole thing right here.
It's so great. So one of the neat things about the hat collection with Woodford is the roses on the brimmed hat and the bow ties on the fedoras. These are made out of actual Woodford bourbon barrel heads that and they're used, so they might even have a little bourbon scent to it.
Seasoning to it.
But they were, so the bourbon barrel heads were sent to my woodcutter, who then shaved it down and then had them laser cut on the men's hat. Little bourbon barrels, into bow ties. So there's bourbon barrels on the back, and then there's my logo and Woodford's logo on the bow tie. And then the women's hat is a 3D rose in 2 different sizes that was stained red.
And that's your emblem, the little gold.
That's my little emblem.
That's how you know it's Miss Jenny's.
That's right.
Okay, so like with this Woodford Reserve, they're presenting a sponsor of the Kentucky Derby, and so they wanted their line of hats. You made the hats They are fabulous.
Yes.
And so our plan was to say, wow, you know, look at what Woodford Reserve has done and Jenny has done and also Forme, Millinery and everything. How many of these hats are left?
There's only 2 women's hats left, and unfortunately the fedoras are sold out.
But is this one left?
Well, I made it specifically for the show just because the other ones were
It's like,
around.
Jenny, can we sell this one that we have right here with us?
Yes, we certainly could.
If you really wanted the one that I'm teasing with right here, this is truly the only one that's left. It's kind of a unisex hat.
Yes.
But I was telling you when my mom was part of the Oaks Cancer Walk, my dad was dapper. And this hat would have been great for him. But men or women, whichever one wants to wear this. Only 2 of these and the fedoras. But you have fedoras.
Yes.
You just don't have Woodford Reserve fedoras.
It was a very limited collection we created. It was only 50 made. And then they come in the co-branded Woodford and Forme hat box. And then with it being 50 made, you get a little tag that says which number you have and our little story. And then as a gift, you get a Woodford bourbon with the Forme logo on it as well.
Okay. So that people are not emailing me saying unkind things. Will you do this next
I hope so.
year?
It's been very successful.
So maybe check in because this is cool. And if you look at the bottle of Woodford, it has Forme on it. How exciting is that?
It's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How exciting is that? I did a Black History thing for them once, and I saw my name on there. Nobody's allowed to touch that bottle. It just sits. My dad's like, bourbon is for drinking, and I was like, not that bourbon. It sits there. Okay, let's talk about some of the things. So there is an event also that is it's coming up this evening, and I'm just going to tell you about it, and I tell you about it simply because it happens every year, too. So let's try to put this in our mainframe of Derby things that happens. Hopefully next year, it'll just keep on going. Woodford Reserve hats.
Yes.
When do they usually start coming out so people can buy them? We missed it this year.
Well, and it launched March 15th, so it hasn't been out very long. Yes, it just went fast.
Okay.
And this was our first year, so you know, but
maybe you'll do more.
Maybe we'll do more next year.
And what's the event tonight? Sorry, sold out.
So tonight at Woodford Reserve in Versailles, they have a Derby event, and
they have this every year.
Yes, they have this every year. There's the artist that does their bottle. I believe they have musicians, and then of course I'll be there. And they also, you know, one thing I will mention, they may have some hats available at the distillery because I know that they were selling them at the gift shop. So, you may be able to call them and
if you
ask
want
them.
one of their hats.
Yes.
Okay, so give a call to the distillery. Okay, so let's talk Derby and hats.
Yeah.
When Jenny puts a hat on, my grandmother was the same. It was an extension of her. When I put a hat on, like I'm afraid to walk, I don't want to move, can I tilt my head? How do you get the confidence, and I think I'm not the only woman that feels that way, how do you get the confidence to hatitude, they call it?
Well, I think when you're not used to wearing hats or you're wearing one for the first time, you just have to try a few different styles, because not everyone is going to look good in every hat, and you also want it to be comfortable. Derby's a long day, so you want to be very comfortable, but you know, it is a reflection of your personality. It's the icing on the cake, if you will, to your outfit, and it's also a part of your life memory and moment for that particular day or event. So, you know, if it's not comfortable, in my opinion, it's not the right hat. It's not the right hat.
There are all kind of designs. When people are looking for the hat, the advice you would give, hat first or clothing first? You're going to say hat.
I am going to say hat. I am going to say hat, mainly for the reason I just mentioned.
Yes.
You know, you want it to be comfortable. You want it to be flattering. You know, your hair length plays a part in it, your physique, your face shape. It all plays a part in how the hat is going to represent you. And find the right hat. And then for me, I feel like there's just so many clothing options.
Right.
You certainly don't want to be stuck at the end, you know, trying to find a hat and then just having to take anything, and it doesn't fit you properly, and it's going to be uncomfortable.
All right, give your address again, and can we still come in and get a derby hat?
Yes. Now, custom hats, unfortunately, I'm not unable to take any more custom.
Because that takes days.
Yes. So, but I am at 1009 East Main Street in the New Loop Butchertown area. I'm the green cottage in between High Five Donuts and Cultured. Cheese and donuts, can't go wrong with that. I'm open Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 6, Saturday, 11 to 5.
All year long?
All year long. Yes, or by appointment. So yes, please, we have hats that are readily available that you can come in and just purchase off the rack, even being one of a kind still. Yeah.
All right, FormeMillinery.com. Yes. This is where I learned my true knowledge of hats, and I always appreciate that very much. We're very proud of you. So FormeMillinery.com. I'm gonna rock my hat this year. I'm trying to get that attitude. Now stay with us. We'll